Hi everyone and welcome back. We are now on to episode 3 of Supernatural. No idea what the title is called. I'm trying to stay away from that just in case it spoils anything for me. I have to say, let's get straight into the episode and see what it has to offer this time.
Take your brother outside as fast as you can. Now, Dean, go!
All these workouts, so I don't know. Guys don't like bumpers.
Yeah, well, girls don't like guys who still live at home.
Nice dynamics you two have. I like what's happening with the lighting here. Very reminiscent of Jaws. Dean? Yeah.
Can I get you anything else?
Sophie Carlton's the third lake Manitowoc drowning this year. None of the other bodies were found either.
Oh.
They had a funeral 2 days ago. Funeral? The one that's been with them every single day for the past 2 years, while you've been off to college going to pep rallies.
So there's tension between these two, so let's hash it out.
Between here and the Hamel, or the U.S. Wildlife Service.
How did I get away with this?
What about your father? Can we talk to him?
Yeah, what does he know?
Now,
Does the son know something?
Wildlife Service.
Has the dad done something when he was younger?
I'm sure it's accidental. It's weird though. I mean, that's the third missing body this year.
I know. These are people from my town. The grant to repair it, so they've opened the spillway. Another 6 months.
He'll be gone.
There won't be much of a lake.
Yeah.
Me.
I can't help it, I'll think of her as Fred from Angel.
About the lake. They all laugh.
Wait,
Well,
did he see someone drown in the lake?
please let me know. Thanks.
Is he doing this to flirt or ask questions?
Thanks. Must be hard with your sense of direction. Never being able to find your way to a decent pickup line.
Nah.
Enjoy your stay.
Christopher Barr was Andrea's husband, Lucas's father. Apparently, he took.
That was really smart of Dean to recognise that name.
Floating.
Tell your friend this whole Jerry Maguire thing's not gonna work on me.
I don't think that's what this is about.
Well, I'm not so bad myself.
At least Dean's trying, and you got to give it to him for at least trying to talk to the boy. You got through to him.
Thanks. Thanks, Lucas.
Something's about to happen. Yeah, he's gonna die. Look, that's both your children dead.
Water that comes from the same source, the lake.
Yeah.
Which would explain why it's having a body count. The lake is draining, it'll be dry. Lucas's dad, Chris? Bill Carlton's godson.
Let's go pay Mr. Carlton a visit.
Yes, it's revenge on him. What did he do? But it's connected to him. Whatever it is killing his family or people he's related to or close to.
So now what? I'm scared.
What is in that house? So he's better at talking to children than he lets on. So that red bike implies something. Did a kid drown in there when they were younger? And it's revenge because of what happened?
What if Lucas is tapping into it somehow? Oh God, we're not gonna have to hug or anything, are we?
Mm-mm. No hugging.
She's been gone 35 years now.
Wow.
The police never. It's worse than dying.
Taking everything.
So he knows it's him.
Everything.
We're all getting punished. So what if Bill did something to Peter? What if Bill killed him?
No.
Spirit would be furious. They'd possible.
Whoa. Well, that was strong.
Lucas, hey, what is it? Lucas.
He's warning you.
It's okay. Hey, Lucas, it's okay.
Swimmer, by the way. Into the drink. And you never see him again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sums it up. Your rear view mirror, and you don't ever.
What does he know?
My doorstep again.
Because he just wants to brush this aside. Was he there?
Number 2 sounds good.
Yeah, see. The dad has to be involved. Her dad. I'm sorry, isn't the bath already full to the brim? Why would you let the water continue to run? Oh. The dad sounds strong.
What's this place?
I didn't say.
It said couldn't play with me. He must have been about 12 and me.
Makes you
Chris Barr's drowning. Connection wasn't to Bill Carlton, it must have been the sheriff.
Bill and the sheriff.
Is that where he's buried?
Peter Spike.
Who are you?
Everyone you love. It's gonna drown. And it's gonna drag their bodies God knows where.
What
So you
happened?
can feel the same pain Peter's mom felt.
Oh.
Tell me, you didn't kill anyone.
We were holding his head under the water. We
Why?
didn't mean to.
Ugh.
But we held him under too long, and he drowned.
Killed a child because you were a bully.
I didn't you?
It's gonna grab him. Yep, there we go. Is the dad gonna jump in the lake and sacrifice himself?
Look at him, just please. Please take me. Jake, no.
Here he comes. Heavy episode, really dark.
Lucas insisted on making the sandwiches himself. Look, some now.
Finally speaking.
It's just gonna take a long time to sort through everything, you know?
It's a very important phrase. I want you to repeat it back to me one more time.
Yep.
That's right. Come on.
He's not wrong. So that was the end of episode 3. I think this one was my favourite one so far. Not by much compared to the pilot, but I was way more intrigued by the story. I remember elements of it, so I knew... Once I saw the lake, I knew there was drowning to happen. I knew the dad was going to die eventually, but that was a little bit into the episode. I couldn't really remember much details of this episode. I think the scariest part of the episode for me was the fact that the dad, Jake, became a police officer. Because that means he had power. And as we could tell from a kid, he wasn't a nice kid. They bullied this boy because he happened to be the smallest one. And it's a really dark episode because Bill and Jake lived with this secret. They had their own family, they got to grow up, and they took this boy's life and just let him sink to the bottom of the lake. That mother has not known what happened to her child for 35 years. Imagine not knowing what happened to your child, but knowing something did. Because she made a point of saying the police and then stopped herself, which meant she knew the police knew. And that makes it even worse. She hasn't got the peace that she wants. Her boy's never coming home. She doesn't have a body to bury. Just the whole bullying part of it, it just highlights how truly evil we can be at any stage in our lives. This was definitely a Dean-centric episode. This gave you a bit more depth to Dean and a bit more character growth because he could relate to Lucas what happened to his own mother, to what happened to Lucas's father, and it grew him. It made him a bit more adult because really and truly he's still very young, very red-blooded, rocker guy that doesn't seem to really care about anyone else's feelings. But in this episode, we got to see that he does, especially if he can relate to you on a personal level. We got some nice deaths because to drown is probably one of the worst ways to go. Any sort of blockage of air or suffocation, how do you fight that? I would guess if I'm going to rate this episode, I would give it maybe a 7.4. I think I gave the first episode a 7.2, the pilot episode. This one, I liked it slightly a bit more, but not too much. I just loved how they filmed it, how this is filmed really dark and gritty. There's no real bright light in this, but that goes well with obviously the supernatural element of this. I think if they can go on this kind of trajectory, this could be a really good first season. Obviously, we're still only into episode 3, so I can't really start formulating any opinion, I don't really think, until halfway through. And it was really nice to see Amy Acker, hope I'm saying that correct, in this. Yeah, I remember her as Fred in Buffy, so I had to get used to her playing another character. She's a really good actress, and it was just nice to see her in this. Because I'm wondering now, is there going to be any more Buffy or Angel actors in this show? And maybe part of the production staff, the crew, are related to working on those shows. Or the actors just auditioned and they got the part. I'm now looking forward to what comes up in episode 4. So thank you for watching, and I will be back next week with episode 4.